On this Shabbos of Hanukkah, our Torah portion is the Seder of Miketz. That not only happens this year, that happens every year. That's how the calendar works out. No other holiday ends up with the same regular Torah portion, just Hanukkah and Miketz. What do Hanukkah and Miketz have in common? Well, I'll give you one answer. They both tell the story of brothers, but how different the stories are. The Hanukkah story tells the story of how 5 sons of Mattathias, the high priest, banded together to lead a revolt against the mighty Syrian and Greek Empire. The story in Miketz continues to tell the story of the split that takes place with Joseph and his brothers who sell him into slavery in Egypt. Our sages, in arranging the calendar in such a way for these two stories to be told together, provide a powerful lesson on how brothers treat each other affects not only themselves, but can have a far-reaching effect that no one ever dreamt of. The Maccabees' military victory of brothers united led to freedom of religion, which made possible not only Judaism, but Christianity and Islam. That's when there's a band of brothers. What happens when brothers fight? Look at what happened with Joseph and his brothers. Conflict went way beyond the family and ended up with 210 years of slavery in Egypt. The juxtaposition of reading the story of Joseph and his brothers during Hanukkah, when we read the story of Judah and his brothers, reminds us of just how important it is for brothers to get along. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. Few brothers are as close as me and my brothers, and sometimes, believe me, it's not easy. At my brother Jerry's bar mitzvah, my brother Saul broke my arm. And that wasn't nice. There's always going to be squabbles amongst brothers. Look at our patriarchs and matriarchs. Abraham had 2 sons, Isaac and Ishmael, brothers in conflict. Isaac had 2 sons, Jacob and Esau, brothers in conflict. Similarly, Jacob's sons were in conflict. But in each instance, they got back together. When? Torah tells us, and Abraham expired, and Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave of Machpelah. Similarly, the Torah tells us, and Isaac expired, and Esau and Jacob, his sons, buried him, and the same will take place with Jacob's sons when it comes time to bury him. They were all united once again. So yes, better late than never. But why wait until it's so late? I remember some years ago reading a book called Fathers Aren't Supposed to Die. It's a story of 5 brothers who had grown distant in life, and suddenly they all get the phone call that all of us must inevitably get. The father's lying in a hospital bed, unable to speak, bleeding in the brain. And the book poignantly describes how each of the brothers deals with their father's death. But more so, it describes how each of the brothers now deal with each other. A few sentences on the last page tell where the author writes, I think about how those days I spent holed up in the hospital room with my brother Will were like when we were jammed into a small room as kids. I find some solace that we were so close in the beginning and so close in the end. Like so many fractured relationships, those are maybe the only times that really matter. Maybe. But my heart truly tells me that it's in the middle that we need one another the most. That's the only thing I have learned from this ordeal. It's my regret. Yes, we're there together in the beginning and the end, but maybe it's in the middle where we need each other the most. And I don't want to leave out sisters. Joseph and his brothers, and Judah and his brothers, each bands of brothers, according to our tradition, had a sister as well. Joseph and his brothers had Dinah. Judah the Maccabee and his brothers, according to one tradition, had a sister named Judith. In both cases, the brothers took a united, protective attitude toward their sister. That's the way it's supposed to be. These days, our sisters don't need our protection. They can stand on their own. But no one wants to be alone. So it's not too late to deliver a Hanukkah gift. Pick up the phone and just say, I just called to say I love you.
I just called to say